Spencer, the price we're hearing at the moment, and it's enraged Simon, is 40 quid. 40 quid pay-per-view, and Simon, you quite simply are not having that.
Yeah, well, I'm just challenged by the notion that there seems to be this default setting that we have to universally accept that both of these fighters have got to get £100 million each, right? That's been advanced by the promoters, has to be £100 million each, right? And the reality of it is that because of Joshua's profile in America, they can't sell the pay-per-view in America the way they could do perhaps with Tyson Fury or other fighters. So they're looking at a quantity of pay-per-views. They're going to take it to probably the most repugnant part of the world for human rights issues because they can get paid $120 million over there for facility fees. So the timing of that means that they can't sell it into the American market. So they can't get the quantity of pay-per-view buys. So rather than get the quantity, what they do is they up the price by the best part of 50% to make sure that the two fighters must get this universally accepted, that we've all accepted they must get £100 million each. And I look at it and go, hold on a second, aren't these two great British fighters that are supposed to represent something? Don't we look at this and go, hold on, why is it the fans' incumbent responsibility to have to pay 40, 50% more because you can't sell the fight to get the pay-per-view views that you want to give the 100 million each that they must have?
Come on, Spencer,
and
I think he's got a point.
And we can't,
yeah.
we've got to take it to a repugnant part of the world where they have no human rights concerns so they can get their £100 million each that we've all accepted. I think it's wrong, Spence. I think it's wrong, mate.
Simon, I think that the how the negotiations go is if it goes to somewhere like Saudi, which is looking likely because we can't get a crowd in this country, so they'll probably take it to the highest bidder. Now, the highest bidder will be a country in the Middle East, somewhere like Saudi, maybe Dubai, but I believe it will be Saudi. And that's because if they're putting that sort of money on the table, Simon, like if they say, right, we want to pay 200 million quid for this fight because the Prince of Saudi or the King of Saudi wants to have it for his family and friends and a few people or whatever, then the guys are going to go there. And also, I think that if they put it across both platforms, like they put it on BT Sport and they put it on Sky Sports, they're going to get phenomenal pay-per-view sales
but they're
anyway.
But Spence, they're not forecasting that, mate. I've looked behind the numbers to look at it, not just to sit there with moral outrage because I'm a busy sod, but to look at it and go, OK, I accept that in a commercial world you go to the highest bidder. You can't sit there on soapboxes and pontificate about how the world in this country looks whilst you then take your particular sentiments over to Dubai, ignoring the rights issues over there, because we've had some of that from certain fighters. Then we look at the dynamic of saying, OK, we accept that you're going to go for the £120 million or dollar facility fee in Dubai or UAE because you can't get it here. We accept that. Now you can't sell it because of the timing. So sod that. The average fan can pay an extra 40% more. That's the part that really gets up my nose. You can't have it always.
Yeah, but if they go to Saudi, the time difference is like an hour. So that's why
but they're going to show it in America, and the American market won't bring up the gaps. So they're going to get 2 million pay-per-view buys. That's what they're forecasting. 2 million pay-per-view buys. That's how they're going to get their 200 and 250 million, because they're going to get 120 million from being in Dubai, and they're going to get the best part of 100 million from pay-per-views. But they can't get it sold in America, so they're going to give it back to the punter by saying, your reward is we stage it in UAE because it suits us, and you can pay another 40% more because we can't get the buys. That's not right.
Yeah. Spencer, he's got more than a point here, has he not? Now,
absolutely.
You're very much a man of the people, Spencer Oliver. I know you. I've seen you out there. 40 quid's too much, Spencer.
Yeah, £40 is a lot of money in
pay-per-view.
In the world that we're living in. People with unemployment rising all the time, and people struggling after the year that we've had. Yeah, it is a lot of money. I totally agree with that, guys. But listen, we don't know what the pay-per-view is going to be yet because they've not talked about it. I actually spoke to Frank Smith this morning just to ask him where we was at with it. Did he have any news so I could tell you guys on here? And he said no. They're close to deals being finalised. I also asked him where the Dillian White fight was taking place because we've still not had confirmation of that. Is it going to be here? Is it going to be abroad? He also told me they're nearly finalised that as well. We'll know it'll be over the line in the next couple of days, so they'll probably have to shine some light on it. But I agree with you guys. Look, 40 quid is a lot of money. I totally get that.
Well, we're going to put it out there, to be quite honest, Spencer, because I must admit, Simon got onto this early this morning. And the more you talk about it, Simon...
I want to see the fight, and I recognise the fact...
Will you pay it?
Well, yeah, probably,
This
because I'm
is
in a
the
different.
thing.
Yeah, but comparing and contrasting what I can pay and what other people can pay is not particularly fair. And
Yeah.
I also, I just don't like the notion that everything we have to do must be on the premise. It must be on the premise that we've all accepted universally that Tyson Fury must get paid 100 million for this fight, and so I don't accept they should get paid 100 million for this fight. I accept that they should get paid an elite amount of money based upon market conditions and respecting the value of what other people can afford to pay.
Well,
that's what I think they should get.
If it is 40 quid, would you pay for it? It's as simple as that. Fight fans who are listening this lunchtime, and Cara in Wimbledon is one. Cara is saying Sugar Ray Jordan and Spencer Oliver's my favourite feature of the week on talkSPORT. Cara, would you pay 40 quid? Would you pay £40 pay-per-view to watch Joshua against Fury? That is the bottom line. Or do you think, as Simon thinks, it is an absolute disgrace?